Hello, I am Martin Fencka and welcome to the first episode of another of my Civilization 5 Vox Populi Let's Plays. This time I want to do something a bit different. I want to try Arabia One City Challenge, which is something I wanted to do for a long time but never found the time, and to be honest, I also never found the courage to try something like this on camera. But I got inspired by our last Let's Play, the Morocco Tradition playthrough. And I would like to use that experience, improve upon it, and combine it with the overpowered Arabian unique ability to create like the strongest possible snowball throughout the whole game, and see if that will be enough to successfully complete the One City Challenge. I should probably say that I don't have basically any experience with One City Challenge. Quite a long time ago, I tried a few test runs, but I never got like past classical era, and the game also changed pretty significantly since then, so I'm going almost blind into this. But well, I have a plan, so we'll see how it works, and if it's even possible to win the game of Vox Populi on Deity with only one city. Also, I should probably say that this won't be like a typical Let's Play. I won't be recording one episode per day, most likely. This is like my pet project that I wanted to try for quite a while, as I said. So I'll only play when I feel like it, when I'm in a mood for this type of gameplay. And I won't be recording every single turn as I usually do in my normal playthroughs. I have a feeling that there might be some stages of the game where the game will get quite boring, where there won't be really anything to do. You can micromanage one city only to a certain extent. With One City Challenge, there really is not any point in fighting, since we can't ever control more than one city. So it will be a pacifist Let's Play, unless we have to defend ourselves. So I'll only be recording like the interesting parts, when we are competing for wonders, when we have to fight, of course, when we have to defend ourselves, or maybe when there are wars between like the major powers in the world that will affect the outcome of the game, or when there are important decisions for the World Congress. Things like that I think are worth recording, but I'm pretty sure some stages of the game will be quite boring, and I will skip those. And one more thing, what was that? Oh, because I basically have no experience with One City Challenge, I may need more than one shot for this. So this series won't most likely be just like one playthrough. This might be multiple attempts in one series. I guess I'll always get to like a certain stage of the game when I realize that I screwed up and that I have to change things a little bit. So I will try again and try to improve, try to get a bit further in the game, and we will see how many shots I'll need to complete to successfully complete the One City Challenge. Before we enter the game, quickly let's check the mods that I'll be using. Again, the usual stuff: Vox Populi package, complete or the complete package with the filter for trade routes. And the version that I'll be using is from the 15th of September with the 19th of September hotfix. And as usual, I will make the initial save file available for you guys if you want to try this as well. Now, when we check the setup for the game, oh, I have the Denmark settings here, so I'll try to recreate this. So that was Harun al-Rashid. Where is he? Here. We will be playing on... if I remember this correctly, oops, I should have prepared this before I started recording and I forgot. I think I went for small map and small continents. Deity epic, that's normal. I think I didn't change the amount of civs on the map, and I disabled the event system, enabled research agreements, disabled ancient ruins. No tech trading or tech brokering. I had the One City Challenge, of course, quick combat, quick movement, random personalities, transparent diplomacy. I think these are the settings that I used. And I already have the starting location prepared. So we go back and load the game here. I wanted to get a decent starting location because I don't think there's anything worse than trying one city challenge with the bad starting location. So I found this very nice starting luxury, and I already checked the first turn. I moved the pathfinder because I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep this. There isn't a hill with the forest or a jungle that I would really like to start, and so I was looking for maybe a better location than this. So I moved the pathfinder, and I managed to find a jungle hill here, so that convinced me to keep this starting location. So basically, I knew what you can see here when I decided to keep this this starting location, and I don't know anything else. But as I said, I wanted to get a decent starting location. Now we know we have double citrus, so that is pretty good. And what else? Oh, before we start, let's check Arabia as a civ, so that we know what we are working with. Our unique ability, unique building, and unique unit. Okay, maybe actually let's start with something else. Let's start with the unique unit, because we can just go quickly through this. For one city challenge, I kind of doubt that we'll use Camel Archer. This is a replacement for Heavy Skirmisher, and doesn't need horses, which is nice. But the problem is the unit before it, Skirmisher, needs horses, and Kirasir, which is the upgrade for Camel Archer, also needs horses. So unless we get really lucky and get horses around our one city, I won't be using Camel Archers at all. But if we get lucky, they can be pretty strong. And if you are playing like the normal game with Arabia, where you can expand, they are one of the like best mounted range units, maybe the best mounted range unit, and can be really damn strong. That's one. And then our unique building, the bazaar, a replacement for market. This is probably the strongest ancient era building by far. As I said, it replaces market, and compared to market, it gives faith, it gives science, and what else? Actually, I don't think there is anything else, but just the extra yields. When you have a building that you can get, if you rush it from the third tech that you research, we can maybe look into the tech tree. So if you really wanted to, you could go pottery trapping into trade and then get access to a building that gives +5 gold, +2 science, and +2 faith. It's completely ridiculous. The yields are just insane, and I wouldn't mind if this got nerfed. It would be good even with like 4 gold, 1 science, and 1 faith. It would still be very decent. But well, I'm not gonna complain. We have access to this, and for one city challenge, we will need every single overpowered thing that we can find. So this is our unique building, and now to our unique ability, which is like the main thing how I want to snowball the game. 1001 Knights. When you complete a historic event, your capital gains +1 science and culture and 20% towards the progress of a random great person. Historic event is when a great person is born, when you finish a wonder, when you enter a new era, when you dig up an artifact, I think, and there might be some more that I can't think of right now, but definitely these 4. Basically, this unique ability snowballs itself in so many ways that it's completely ridiculous. It's very strong when you are playing like a normal game, but for one city challenge, where the cost of your tax and social policies doesn't go up, but you still have the same scaling of science and culture, we should be able to tech up and gain social policy so fast that if I do everything right and if the game goes as I expect it to go, we should run away with the game so quickly that I guess by the end of like Renaissance era, we should be maybe 5 to 10 techs ahead of everyone. But again, we have one city, so it's hard to predict how our like production will keep up with all of this. If we'll be able to like build things as fast as we can research them. That's something I want to find out, but I guess thanks to this unique ability, Arabia should be by far the best civ for one city challenge, and I want to see how difficult it will be to get the victory. If it works, if it's easy with Arabia, we can maybe try one city challenge with other civs later. I was thinking that it might be interesting with like India, maybe with Austria, and maybe some other civs. But first, I want to try Arabia. Like the first try, I want the strongest civ to see how this works out. Okay, so that's that, and I think now we can. Now we can start moving. The problem here is that we have to move for like 4 turns before we start our capital, but this is one city challenge, so the capital has to be like in ideal position, and you want the like best possible start that you can get. How does it look like? Okay, so this is getting significantly better now. Compared to where we started, we'll gain one more citrus. There is silk that will still be in the range, but we would have that anyway. So by moving up here, we are getting that hill that we otherwise wouldn't have, and we are getting 1 extra orange. So that is pretty good. Problem is, most of our tiles will be jungle, so they will take a while to get rid of. But yeah, I think we are more, or the oranges are just like good enough, so we won't have to worry about replacing anything for quite a while. Let's. Oh, really? We actually have 4 sources of orange now. 1, 2, 3. It is in range, even in a workable range. So on this map, 4 oranges might actually be enough to get a monopoly. Didn't expect that we'll have a monopoly available to us with 1 city. But maybe on a small map, those resources are closer together, so maybe it's not that rare. I usually don't play on small maps, so there might be some differences compared to what I'm used to. Okay, so let's start the city. What I would like to do in this episode is to get our first wonder. We'll start with the monument, and also I'll like explain what I'm planning for the early game, how I want to start the snowball. So first of all, as I said, I want to get the first wonder, Stonehenge, so we have to start with pottery. After that, I'll go animal husbandry. To see if we have any of these resources, but it's not the main reason. The main reason is that I want to go military theory after that, so that we can build Temple of Artemis. Because I want to get as much food as possible so that our city can grow, ideally to size like 45, something like that, even a 50. And after Temple of Artemis, I want to go mathematics and get hanging gardens. We could try pyramids along the way, but I don't think that pyramids are a good wonder for us. All you'd be getting from this really is the +1 culture and 1 engineer point. I don't think that the increased worker speed will be relevant for this playthrough at all, and of course we can't get settlers. So that's the first 6 stacks, and after this we definitely want to go trade so that we can finally get the bazaar, and after that, I want to go writing. I would like to try to get a great library. I don't think that I can get it. I think that I can get a great library only if I go straight for writing. But we want to get a trade anyway, so may as well grab writing after that. And if we can't get the great library, we want to get a normal library at that point anyway. So that's first 9, and after that, most likely philosophy and go for oracle. But we will see about that. First, we have to find out if we can pull off the early game and get all that I want to get here. So that's that. And what now? I'll probably just explore around, see how big our continent is, and if we have any neighbors, if we can maybe steal a worker somewhere, that would be nice. And having a trading partner wouldn't be a horrible thing either. Just checking, making sure that I didn't forget anything. No. I just realized that with this citrus, we are actually, or we have 2 tiles with 3 food, 1 production, and 1 gold available right from the start. So this is definitely a really strong starting location. 1, 2, 3. I could steal another luxury from the city-state with the citadel. Maybe pop a citadel on the hill. And, or even just on the luxury. Steal it from a city-state. And it's nice that we have a city-state this close that is a safe trading partner. In case we don't get like a major save. Militaristic, well, that's not the best option. I definitely prefer like a maritime city-state for more food, or a cultured city-state, but yeah, I'll take it. Okay, next. I will try to get alliance with them, so trespassing might not be the best idea, but I think before we get the alliance, the penalty that we are now getting will disappear. Okay, so nothing interesting on this side. Except the city-state, of course. So we don't have to worry about attacks from one direction. Like, my biggest concern is that we won't have enough units to defend ourselves for this. And even though we will be able to get ahead, like science-wise and culture-wise, we will just get destroyed by other saves that will have significantly more units. What do you want to do here? Trailblazer or survivalism? That's a good question. I always prefer the fast movement. Here might be a bad decision if this is just an island or another continent, because we won't have that much to explore, but well, we'll see about that. If I took the wrong promotion here, it's not the end of the world. Okay. Oh, this is another. We have a fifth orange in range. So this should definitely be enough for Monopoly. On a small map, how many like tiles with the resource can we get? On a standard map size, it's usually 8. And we actually may have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the oranges in the world available to us. Maybe there is like one missing. That's not bad. I'll try to pay attention once we explore the world a little bit more, how rare it is to get so many copies of one luxury around one city if we get really lucky, or if it's like common thing on smaller map. Okay, so it looks like the continent might just continue this way. Or maybe not. Okay, so there's another orange. Well, that is a little bit too far. And we are alone here, so no worker stealing and no trading except the city-state. Well, we'll have to find trading partner somewhere else then, because I really want to trade as soon as possible. We will have to rely on cargo ships, so that will delay trading quite a bit. We could send the caravan to the city-state, but maybe I will delay that and wait for the cargo ship. Okay, what do we want to do here? Probably sit on the hill. To see as many tiles as possible to prevent barbarians from spawning. Just thinking if... It probably doesn't matter if I sit here and the barbarians spawn on this side, or if I sit here and the barbarians could spawn like here and here. Yeah, I can't prevent them from spawning on our island like completely, so I think this will be fine. Now, we are done with the monument, so what do we want next? How many turns do we have until we get pottery? 2 turns. What about farming for 2 turns? Speed up the growth a little bit. If we had more time before we switch to Stonehenge, I'd probably invest into something else. But 2 turns, that's nothing. Let's speed up the growth a little bit. Okay, so there is pottery, and we have the silk now. That's not what I want. I was hoping we get the 3rd citrus first, because of course we want to have the food, so I may just have to buy the tile. Well, this will slow down the growth by a turn, but I think I want to start working on the Stonehenge. Next. And next. How long until the border grows? 20 turns. Well, that is way too long. So I will pay for 1 tile. I should really save some money, because with so many wonders that I want to get early, I will probably have to buy some production to get them in time, especially the Great Library. And Great Library, I think, is 350 gold. So by the time we get to writing, I have to make sure that I have 350 gold available to me. Okay. Next, and also another thing is, I'm not sure that we can get the Temple of Artemis with a pottery start. Because if there is a save that goes animal husbandry wheel into military theory, they will probably get the temple and I won't be able to compete. If I go for military theory first and don't get pottery as the first stack, I will never get Stonehenge. So this might be a bit of a problem, and I'm not sure if we can pull this off. I think after Temple of Artemis, the Hanging Gardens shouldn't be that difficult. This could be a problem. I really would like to get the food, so fingers crossed that it works. Okay, keep going. I have a feeling that I forgot to do something, but I can't think of anything that we could do at this point. We are working the best tiles. We are working on the wonder that we want to work on. We started working on that immediately. So all that we need right now is to get our first social policy to speed things up. And get the other 2 citrus tiles. I may have to buy some more tiles, because these tiles are so damn good early. Or not just early, like 3-1-1 tile is just so strong. Citrus might be one of the best starting luxuries, I think, together with like chocolate, maybe whales. They are not that good, like right away, but their monopoly might be the strongest one. I think they still have 10% science. Okay, next. How are we doing on the social policy? Still 8 turns. No quest from the city-state. Okay, now we get animal husbandry, so how many tiles do we have?
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn.
I wanted to say, how many tiles do we have where horses can spawn? We have like 4 tiles in the range. Well, technically we have more that are in the range, not in workable range, but that the city could reach. And we got lucky. We actually have 4 horses in the range of the city. So we may even, or we should be able to use our unique unit. Question is, do we want to rely on that? We'll see. It's nice to have the option available. Oh, let's actually turn off the yields. Okay. Next, now we get the 4th citizen, and the city-state desires a trade route. Well, that is a good quest. 49 food. Well, this early 49 food is decent. Problem is, it will take us a while to get the trade route. Okay, how much money do we have? 154. How much is this? How long is it gonna take? 8 turns for the border pop. So what if I just buy the horses? That guarantees that in 8 turns we get the citrus. Until we get that and work the silk, then I will probably buy this tile and make sure that the next border pop is towards this citrus. And then we'll just start saving money. Make sure we have enough gold to pay for at least the Great Library. Turns for the social policy. Oh, come on. And now I'd really like to have a neighbor to steal a worker that would improve the horses, because instead of 2 food 1 production, it would be, I think, 2 food 3 production tile. And 3 production tile would be really useful right now. When you check what we have available, all our tiles have only 1 production, so that's not like the best when you want to get so many wonders early. The only tile that we have in range that has potential to have more than 1 production right away is just this hill, and that's 2 production, no food, and really something I don't want to work early. Now, we of course start or go tradition. That's a no-brainer in this case. I really think that the tradition opener should be nerfed a little bit. Instead of giving 2 population, it should give just 1 population. Because look at that, we have turn 36 and our capital has 6 or size 6. And imagine what the AI can do with this, like how crazy large cities they can get early. Even for a player, this is just so strong, 2 population this quickly. And I'm playing without ancient ruins. You can easily get like 2 extra population from ruins if you get lucky. So in theory, with ancient ruins, we could have a capital of size 8 at this point with ancient ruins. Just completely crazy. But well, we definitely could use the extra population right now, so let's use that. I'm really thinking about buying citrus. Oh, it's in 2 turns. We can wait 2 turns. Most advanced people in history. So we are 1 tech. Actually, only 1 AI is 1 tech ahead. Everyone else is on a 3. So that's fine. Come on, come on. No. Let's look at that. Grow in 14 turns. And how long? 20 turns for the border growth. Let's make sure the border grows this way. We'll take 20 turns. Oh well. We will have to wait for that. Really don't want to waste another like 90 gold. I already spent way too much money on tiles. Next. Making sure I didn't forget anything. Demand coffee, well, that might be a bit of a problem. Okay, so we got the Stonehenge. Not really surprised by this. I like tested this multiple times, and if you go pottery and switch to Stonehenge immediately, you like always get it. So it's surprisingly easy to get Stonehenge. It's wheel. And what did we... Oh, we got some bananas. For 2,000 bananas. That means you probably should get granary as soon as possible, because that will also be 3-1 tiles after that. And here is the first stack of our unique ability. So we finished the Wonder, which is a historic event. So our capital now gained +1 culture and +1 science until the end of the game. And we got 45 points towards Great Musician. Of course, that's the worst option. A Great Musician, really not something I want to get early. Like the ideal option here would probably be an engineer. But, well, it's random, so we'll just have to take whatever the game gives us. Now, Pantheon. That's easy. I want to go Goddess of Beauty with all the wonders that I want to get. The Fate should start stacking up pretty quickly. Same with the Great People that we should be getting. The Fate from Great Works should also be noticeable. And 3 points towards Great Artist and Great Engineer. I think this Pantheon was almost like made for One City Challenge. And especially for Arabia, it works so well. Goddess of Beauty, yes, please. So now we are 56 turns away from our Great Engineer. And I wanted the granary. Okay. So I have everything that I wanted from the first episode. To be honest, the starting location is much better than what I expected. I was happy that I got citrus as a starting location when I like saw it for the first time, but now moving to this hill and getting all the citruses here, that is such a nice bonus. And once we get the monopoly, the +2 science will be less and less relevant as the game progresses, but we should get the monopoly quite early. I am pretty sure that 5 resources will be enough for monopoly, so that will also be pretty damn good for the like early mid game, getting 10 extra science. So overall, pretty happy with the first episode, I have to say. I hope that you guys liked it as well. I hope that you're gonna join me for the next episode again. And until then, have a good time. Bye bye.